Hey everybody, welcome back to Everyday Barbecue. My name is Mike, and you can see it might be a little darker in the opening of this video. I didn't set up lights and everything inside because today we're going to go outside and I'm going to introduce you to all my cookers and give you a few thoughts on each. Did a little survey on the page last week. I got a really good response. People want to see this. So we're going to go out, we're going to go through these one by one. It's a little chilly out. Get a coat, get a hat, let's get outside. Okay, now I'm not going to go in any particular order here. This is just left to right along my porch, and then we're going to go off the porch and I'm going to show you what I have out there. So we're going to start with the Blackstone Griddle. Now I have this steel top here that I got from Backyard Life Gear, and I apologize, it's a little dirty. That's from when the cover sits on top of here. There was some grease on the cover and it's up there. So I haven't really tried too hard to get it out, but if you order one of these covers, you won't have to worry about the grease, okay? So let's see what's under the hood. Now what I really like about this cover is that it has these latches here which latch onto the back of the griddle and help to keep from grease splashing behind. And it also retains heat better because it blocks the wind from coming in the back. So just a little key point about that cover, it's really cool. This flat top, you can cook anything you want on here. Now I have done a ton of recipes on here. Blackstone videos are some of my most popular videos. And I'll link you to a playlist up in your top right now where you can check out some of the videos. I mean, I've done a ton of burgers, I've done breakfast, I've done fajitas, I've done just about anything you can imagine. It's just such a versatile cooker. My family absolutely loves the food off the Blackstone. Now, I've had the Blackstone for a little over a year, and I have to say I've had zero issues with it. If you maintain it correctly and you season it properly, this griddle top will definitely last forever. You just have to maintain everything properly, clean it properly, season it after you use it, and so on. Now, everybody knows the older style of the Blackstone Griddle has a little grease drip issue problem. This is the older style. I did a video on how to repair that. I'll throw a link down in the description so you can see. This device provides a clear path for the grease to drip into the drip tray. That's about it on this. Check out all the links I have down below. I've got links for this top. I've got links for this piece here for the grease. In the playlist, there's a video showing how I clean this up after I use it. So anyway, that's it. Let's get on to the next one. Okay, next in line is my Weber gasser. This is the Genesis, and for a long time this was all I had, and this is all I would cook on. So I would do ribs on here, burgers, chicken, anything that you could imagine I did on this gasser. And it wasn't until I was introduced to smoking foods and using charcoal devices and the Blackstone Griddle and the pit barrel cooker and all these other things that I kind of moved away from this. And to be honest, I really don't use this thing anymore. It's a great grill. I've had it for 5 years. It's held up really well. I clean it very thoroughly once a year. I clean it every time after I'm done cooking, so we try to maintain it as good as we can, but it pretty much just sits here now and doesn't get a lot of use. My kids still love grilled chicken off of here, and every now and then on a weeknight, you know, we'll knock some food out on here just to make it fast and easy, but I've learned how to use these other cookers so well that I can cook on those pretty quick too. Let's see what's under the hood. So you can see with this grill you've got a lot of cooking space, and you've got this warmer rack up top. I have used this, like I said, for just about every cook prior to me getting into some of these other cookers. And so I've done ribs on here where I'll put the ribs up on the top rack, only run heat on the far right, put a water pan underneath. There's a lot of different things you can do to use this like a smoker. However, again, it doesn't really get used very much. This grill's very heavy duty. The grates will last forever. What I do notice is that after I give it a good cleaning, I sometimes have trouble with the burners, but you know, that usually works itself out after a couple cooks. And so that's about it for this cooker. There's not a whole lot to talk about. Let's move on. Okay, now I want to introduce you to my first pellet cooker that I ever owned. This is the Grilla Silverbac. I've had it for about a year. I love the cooker. It's made some outstanding food for us, for my family, and for gatherings. And I'll put a playlist link up in the corner for you right now. And I'll also have some links to that down in the description. However, I do want to go over just a couple things with this grill that I really love. So first off, this is a very, very good value. This machine now, I believe, sells for about $7.49. I think it sold for $6.99 with free shipping when I purchased it. And it's extremely heavy duty. It's extremely well built. Let's take a look under the hood. So here we've got very heavy gauge steel grates. We've got our warming rack up top, and there's a ton of cooking space here. This machine is very well built, like I said earlier, and it's an outstanding cooker. Maintains temperature fairly well, and I've had minimal issues with anything as far as operational stuff is concerned. So, highly recommend this cooker. The pellet hopper here will hold an entire bag of pellets. I believe it's a 20-pound hopper. That makes it very convenient for long cooks, not having to refill this hopper. And I recommend, if you're going to have a pellet cooker, you want to make sure you're cleaning these devices frequently. I'll empty these pellets out of here and vacuum out all the dust probably 3 to 4 times per summer. In addition to that, underneath here you'll see, and it's due for probably another cleaning. I think I've cooked once on here and haven't cleaned it since, but you will need to remove the grates, you'll need to change out the foil, and you'll need to vacuum underneath to get all the dust from the cooks out. So contrary to popular belief, a lot of people would like to tell you that if you have a pellet grill it's maintenance free, and that is an absolute lie. So don't believe the hype. It's not hard to do, it's easy stuff, and your grill's going to run better if you maintain it properly. But every pellet grill is going to need maintenance. This one's no exception, and I've had minimal issues with this. So if you maintain it, it's going to run really nice, and it's going to be a good grill for you. Let's move on to my next one. Alright, now I want to tell you about one of my favorite cookers. Pit Barrel Cooker. I connected with Pit Barrel Cooker and we decided to work together. I got this thing, I was amazed at how heavy it is, how well constructed it is, and the most impressive thing about it is the food quality that you get off of here. It is absolutely outstanding. I call this my rib machine, because it'll produce the best ribs of any cooker that I have by far. That charcoal flavor, that beautiful crust and exterior on the outside, the moist, juicy inside, and it's done that with ribs, it's done that with steaks, it's done that with hamburgers, it's done it with chicken, it's done it with sausages. If you're looking for a cooker to just get an outstanding barbecue char flavor, look no further than the Pit Barrel Cooker. It's very affordable, it's a great value, and I highly recommend it. There are some people that have trouble following the instructions and getting it lit correctly. If you own a Pit Barrel Cooker or you want to buy a Pit Barrel Cooker, I'm going to have links down in the description for you to check out a couple of my videos. I believe I'm a Pit Barrel Cooker affiliate as well, I'm not sure. If so, I'm going to have those links down below as well. If you have trouble with maintaining this grill's temperature or getting it started, send me an email, comment on this video. I'll help you through it. I've also started a Pit Barrel Cooker Facebook group that you can go check out. It's by Everyday Barbecue, and it's just called Pit Barrel Cooker Owners. We've got about 700 members there at the time of shooting this. Great people, great crowd. They help everybody out when somebody posts a question. We share a lot of good food pictures and videos. It's a fun group. I hope you'll check it out, and there's a ton of support there for you. Let's see what's under the hood. So here we've got our rebar that go in. These serve as a couple purposes. Number one, hanging food. Number two, they keep these holes blocked properly to maintain airflow. Now underneath you've got a grate, and I know it's a little bit hard to see, and there's a charcoal basket. I've got a full video on this cooker, the initial review that I did, and that'll be down in the description as well, where you can kind of see everything. I go through all the parts, I go through all the accessories that they sent me. So as I said, this thing produces outstanding food. I really don't know how else to put it. It's just an awesome cooker. It's easy to operate. Just follow the instructions. So check out the playlist I have for the Pit Barrel Cooker. Check out the other videos. I think you'll enjoy them. Let's get on to the next cooker. Okay, so one of my other favorites that I have that I use frequently is my Weber Kettle. This is just a simple Weber Kettle grill. I hope this doesn't stir up controversy, but I do have the slow and sear in here. Come on in, let me show you what that is. So first off, I did a video on this grill with David from Adrenaline Barbecue Company for the Easy Spin Grate. We did some of the best steaks I've ever had in my life, and this is his grate here, which allows you to spin. This is for what they call the cold grate technique, and I've got a video on it. I'll put it down in the description if you want to check it out. Now, the other devices that I have in my kettle, I have the Drippin' Griddle, also by Adrenaline Barbecue Company, which allows you to either griddle foods up on the top rack. You can do smash burgers, you can do bacon, you can do anything griddle related. or you can put it down in the bottom of the pit here and it'll catch grease, keep your pit clean. And I even cover it with foil because I'm just crazy like that. All right, slow and sear device. This device has stirred up a lot of controversy throughout the barbecue community for one reason or another, and I really don't know why, because it's an outstanding piece. This particular device here has really motivated me to use my Weber kettle even more because it allows me to maintain temperatures better. It allows me to cook food with worry-free enjoyment. And I think probably the most outstanding thing about this device is the sear that it will provide on your meat when you're ready to go ahead and sear it, whether that be in the front or if it's a reverse sear. And I've done a video on this. Like I said, I want you to check it out. You can see how that searing works. It puts the coals so close to the meat that it gives it a caveman type sear without actually putting the meat on the coals and having to worry about any contamination. So again, this is an outstanding piece that really makes the Weber kettle even better than it already is. Now on this, I've done a video, hamburgers and hot dogs. I did the steaks video that I mentioned. I'll put links to those in the description for you. We use this a lot for my smoked chicken sandwiches, which my son and I love, and so do the girls. We make those almost once a week. Someday I'll do a video on that. But anyway, this cooker gets a ton of use here in my house. Since I added the slow and sear to this, it's just made it a lot easier and a lot more worry-free. So that's my opinion. Nobody's paying me to say this. If you don't like the slow and sear, that's cool with me, whatever. I love it, I stand by it, and I think it's an awesome invention. So with that said, let's move on to what I believe is my last one. All right, this is number 6, this is my last one, and it's the one that I've used the most since I've gotten it. So I connected with Camp Chef. They sent this cooker out to me and I have used it. I've done some videos on it and I have to say it's an outstanding cooker. Temperature maintenance, flawless startup process, awesome food. I'm just super impressed with this cooker. So I have to say that it has had the most use out of any cooker that I've got since I've gotten it. And one of the reasons for that is because of this Sear Box. So I'm going to get to that in just a minute. Let's go ahead and take a look at just a couple other things. First off, we have a large pellet hopper. Very happy with the ability to have long cooks here without having to refill pellets. Under the hood, we've got a slightly different shaped grill than the Grilla, but you've got a ton of cooking space when you take into account the top and bottom racks. I've got these two top racks stacked on top of one another, but you can pull this out, put it here, and then you can actually extend the cooking area by almost double on the top. Again, it's a pellet grill. You do have to keep it clean. You do have to maintain it. But this grill, from every cook that I've done, I have to say has been flawless for us. And again, outstanding food, great quality product. I'm extremely impressed with it, and I'm going to be using it for years to come. Let's talk about this Sear Box a little bit. So this Sear Box, and I got to scrape that off. I guess I didn't do it when I used it last time, but this Sear Box is actually a propane gas grill that gets extremely hot. And so you can sear on here, you can cook on here, and what we typically like to do, we'll smoke the food on here until we get it up to time to sear, and then we'll get this thing blazing hot. I believe this will get up to 900 degrees, and we'll sear off our steaks or burgers or chicken on here at the end just to get that good char flavor. It's because of that, the ability to have the smoke and the char, that we've used this grill more than anything else since we've gotten it. And I think that's it. I think we've covered all the cookers. If you guys have any questions or comments, post those. I hope I went through this thorough enough. I didn't want to get into a detailed review on every cooker. I didn't want to get, you know, to where we have a 2-hour video here. So if I get enough requests and questions on any one particular cooker or on all of them, I may just do a separate video on each one with a more in-depth and detailed review and analysis with my opinion. I think that's it. I really appreciate you guys joining me today. I'm sorry there's no food in this video, but my next one there will be, you know that. This was something I wanted to do because I wanted to have some content for you for the week, and I thought it would be useful because I get a lot of requests and questions about the cookers. So anyway, till next time, take care. I'll see you on the next episode.